At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Another day in Hexago. Always something going on. So if you can't find anything, reach out to me. I'll point you in the right direction, because we had a great conversation earlier tonight with AJ Richards, and they're doing decentralized, basically decentralized farming. So us as a consumer, we will have a network set up where we can order and pick up food directly from the farms, directly from the butchers. It's really exciting. You know, I'm really looking forward to that, because it's insane how expensive stuff's getting in the stores. And even I noticed, like, the quality has just been terrible lately. You know, like a strip steak, and it's terrible quality. Where before, you know, I used to be able to get a good strip steak without all kinds of fat and shit or whatever, the muscle inside of it. So really looking forward to that. Let me find that on Twitter real quick. X-Ray had a space earlier, and it was there's a couple of us in there because it was right during the presidential stuff. Where's right here? Decentralizing food and money. That's it right there. If you want to check it out, it's really cool. I mean, it's being built out right now, the infrastructure for it. Basically, we're going to have an app, and it locates you basically where you are in the country, and shows you like who is around you, what suppliers are around you. And then from there, like, the whole idea is basically just to connect you with that farmer, so you can like shake their hand, meet them, and know where your food comes from. You know, so yeah, bro, that 100%. Do not trust. No, I have not heard of meat glue, but I've known for a while now. I cook all my dog's food, and I was buying chicken from Target. I figured, you know what, it's better than the stuff in the bags. I'm making it, and it got him so sick. He got an ulcer in his eye and just wouldn't eat it. So now I only get the organic grass-fed, and it's so expensive in the store that you almost have to know somebody, you know, where you can get a quarter cow, half cow. But it's scary. It really is. Like, we were talking about it in the stream. I don't think there's going to be a food shortage. There's always going to be factories putting garbage on the shelves that can last forever. It's a nutrition shortage that's here. You know, it's going to be very hard to find stuff that's not loaded up with chemicals, hormones, pesticides. It's terrible. Yeah, I'll definitely look that up. The meat glue. I know about the pink slime and all the hormones and antibiotics and shit, that, and basically steroids that go into the animals. What does Vibra even mean? So frequency and vibration. You know, I think that those are the foundations of life. So I was trying to think of something that was different, and we were trying to come up with a name, and someone just said vibration and Vibra. So I was like, you know what, that works. So I had to think of a name fast, so just kind of came up with it out the blue. I just said we're up 3% in the last 24 hours, just since a skull. Let's see. I mean, we're pumping now, bro. We're up 7% in the last day on eHEX, balling back up to a third of a penny. Man, that just hurts to say, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, I look at it like we're at a cent. You know, I try to combine both values and say, combine now. Wow, we are over a penny. So my clickbait worked. It was officially a lie now. Hex is no longer under a penny combined value. And I was just listening to Randy Hilarski, and he's big into the Shemitah, that whole thing. So we got like another month before that wraps up. So I think September, October is when we'll be in the clear, and the bottoms will probably be in. So we got another month or so. What up, Mobius? Another month or two to pack those bags, because when this takes off, I think it's going to leave a lot of people behind. I think this run is going to be more parabolic. It's going to end quicker than people expected, and there's going to be a lot of people stuck holding bags when it's all said and done. Just that's what my gut is telling me right now. But this shit changes so fast that in 2 months the ETF could be out, and everything could completely change. So we'll play it day by day. Verb, uncommon, Spanish, vibrate. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Pulsating, vibration, frequency. So I want to try to come up with something that fit the building blocks of life, you know, something like that. Why do you think Bill Gates owns the most land? Yeah, and two, you see how many cows and stuff showed up dead? It was a couple months ago. They said that there was like heat stroke that killed them or something, and it was like 98 degrees down in the south, and all the cows are fine, and up north they're all just like in like rigor mortis. It was so bad. All the other the chicken factories and all the poultry factories that are going up in flames. It really is wild. Pulse is another word. I didn't know that. I mean, I guess pulsating, vibration. I guess kind of, yeah. Ah, boy, Cody, appreciate you stopping in though. So meat glue binds the proteins together of all the nasty cuts and turns it into a perfect steak. Oh God. So I stopped eating Slim Jims like 15, 20 years ago. And every time I had one, I would look at like the ingredients, and I saw like mechanically separated beef, I think's what it was. Yeah, it was mechanically separated beef. So I was like, what the hell does that mean? So I looked it up, and for Slim Jims to get the meat, they basically take a power washer to all the bones and the carcasses and all the shit that comes off the power washing. That's mechanically separated beef or meat. So once I saw that, I was like, I'm done with Slim Jims, never eating these things again. And yeah, I mean, what if they put that, if we know they put that in all the food, you think it's in alcohol, you think it's in the commercial beers, you know, where does it stop? Is it in everything? You know, that's why this when I start building my farm here, hopefully breaking ground within 2 years. Summer 2025, want to be breaking ground and 100% gonna be having well water. I think it's so important to get off city water and just I mean, I can smell the chlorine. I mean, we put everything through a Brita filter, but when I'm filling it up, the chlorine, I can smell it in the morning. It's so bad. Yeah, jerky's good, bro. Jerky ain't bad. It's just you got it with it's just when it's got the nitrates in there and it's processed. Slim Jims and dog treats are made in the same place. There he is, facing reality, my man. What up, bro? Appreciate you stopping in. So yeah, guys, tomorrow, I just wanted to honestly come on and just shoot the shit with you guys. You know, it's like my time to relax at nighttime. It's quiet, no kids running around, and you know, kind of like it's therapeutic in some way. So tomorrow I'm streaming with Chaos Chris at 5:30, and I'm sure we'll have some new news. Really hasn't been much coming out in the last couple days, except the one thing I did notice is that there's a lot more Hexicans and people talking about it now. and just there's not this like hatred for it, and I don't see this massive divide in the community. You know, the PDI chats, the Twitter spaces, they're very welcoming, they're very honest. You know, they're all speculation, but everyone's saying that. No one's really picking sides, so it's been so beneficial for the community. And I really, Chaos Chris, 9 Iron Capital, Hodl Nam, there's like 5 guys that are crushing the PDI, Dip Catcher, the research. So I leave that to them. Not much going on. Let's check the charts today. So I bought some P Anchor today. I'm just looking, I'm like, all right, all of them pumped. Rocket Pools, Linqto, Frac Shares. So why it just makes sense to me that Anchor would be the one that maybe pump next. So I bought some of that, but there's only like $100 in liquidity in this thing. So this is the time you get in. You know, when I was buying Chainlink and Aave and some of these other coins, even Singularity Net and Render. I remember buying Render when the liquidity was like $400 or $500. I couldn't buy more than $5-10 at a time. And it just is what it is. That's opportunity. You know, and you're buying such a small amount, it doesn't feel like you're losing that much, or when you're risking $5-10, it feels way better. And then you never know. Holy shit, Rob. So I didn't mean to be on the one. Who would be on the 1 minute candle there? Jesus. So I was looking here at Rocket Pools. I mean, these ran up so hard. $1.40 this ran up to. I mean, that was obviously fake, but right here up to almost 20 cents. You know, these had nice run-ups. Linqto, same thing. You know, it's starting to move up again off this dump. But why not Anchor? It's part of that liquid staking protocol. And I think there's going to be a point where almost all these PRC20s, all the top 200 are going to start to move. People are going to figure it out and money's going to come in. It's just, it is what it is. You know how many people will come over as a result? Way more than the movie. Marketing 101. 100%, bro. I completely agree. And I think Richard, the problem he's having is that he did it with Chainlink. I think he made the Aave pool, the WRAP Bitcoin pool, and it divided the community. It pissed so many people off. And I think if he is associated with this somehow, he can't publicly come out and do anything and say anything, because the community will be up in a rage. But you know, that I think the longer he's silent, the more it kind of gives it validation, and that it really isn't a scam, or these people aren't going to end up getting destroyed. You know, someone made a really good point today that with the Tropa and these other couple coins tied to it, if they were malicious actors, they would be doing liquidity on V2, not V1, because they're giving up all the LP rewards and all the stuff they're burning. There hasn't been anything that's been bad or signs that they're going to be malicious. So I don't know. Each day that goes on, the more OG hexagons and just smart people from all walks, all communities come together and start talking about this. This is what Pulsechain was for. That infrastructure for people to come build on and have these conversations where, you know, so smart people just thinking out loud on the fly. And people love hearing those spaces. I like it. And, you know, I think we're onto something here. It could kind of be the blueprint for new projects that come onto Pulsechain. They get a little community going, they start their spaces, get a couple influencers involved, get Moonbee Roots in there, shilling the hell out of it on Shill Tank. And it's almost like there's starting to be our own internal vetting process inside the community of these projects that come along. You know, because I look around at other projects in crypto with like Stellar and the Development Foundation and Saucerswap, the DEX on Hedera that I'm in. It's completely community run, community voting, and all decisions are made by voting in the DAO. So there's a vetting process of new projects from the biggest bag holders. And Pulsechain, we don't really have that now, and it's being built potentially, or it's a system is being put in place. Like you come into Shill Tank and you pitch your idea, you know, or you come in behind a privacy bridge with all these sophisticated AMM bots and start pumping liquidity into Pulsechain, create a huge mystery behind who's doing this. There's so many ways of going about it. But just us being welcoming. Yo, Erwin, I'll give you a shout tomorrow, my man. We got to catch up. I saw you out there pumping beers out in the sun, so need to see what's good over there in Nazaré. So yeah, guys, we need to be welcoming, and I'm seeing that now. I'm not seeing this like hatred, this like talking shit to people now. It's been productive, and I don't know if that's just because it's summer now. It's like the slowest time for crypto, for stocks, for real estate. It's like that summer break. The last 2-3 weeks of August were always dead in commercial real estate, and not till the kids got back to school did things kind of pick up again. So I think crypto kind of flows that way. September typically is a slow month because we're getting back, and then October, then things are gonna, I think, pick up, or right after the Shemitah in September. Nobody knows, but we're getting close, guys. We are getting close. And shout out David Lee and Texan right here. We had this God candle printed today, and I went over. I was like, maybe I should take profits. Nope, I can't. I sent my Texan out of my DGen trading wallet here. So I don't even have it in here. It's in my staker app. Actually, it's in Gnosis Safe. 2-factored, multi-sigged up. I mean, that shit is so hard to get to, that Gnosis wallet, but that's how it's got to be. Like, we were just thinking, I was watching the stuff about China and AI and how far ahead they are of us, and that's really scary, guys. If China lead, and they made it their mission to be the world leader by 2030 in AI, so if that's possible, like the stuff that they're going to be able to do to just hijack our shit is going to be scary. So I want my stuff. I want physical, tangible assets, like literally as tangible as I can get. That's why I'm loading up on this stuff back here. Pokemon cards, Magic cards, Flesh and Blood. I want real assets. The crypto and stuff is great, but I'm taking my money out of crypto and I'm buying real things that, you can't hack into. You got to come shoot me for that shit. I mean, this is just what I got here, but the stash box, the hoard is Fort Knox. It's cardboard Knox over there. But yeah, that's just my strategy. I want real world assets, and crypto hopefully will provide us that. And we'll be able to take some of these profits and put it into Hexago, put it into decentralized farming like AJ's doing. That project, I forget that's so bad that I'm not remembering the name of his. It's like food by the people, buy the food for the people, feed the people, buy the people. That's it right here. Definitely check this out. He's an awesome dude. If you're in the United States, find your local rancher and farmer, and it's a way to get organic food and organic vegetables, meats, all that stuff. I'm so lucky up here. We are out in rural country, so we got our neighbor that has chicken eggs, our neighbor that has duck eggs. We have a ton of zucchini and yellow squash. So it's been growing like crazy this summer. So we set up a little table by the road, and we've been selling zucchini for $1 a piece down there, and they're huge. And at the store, it's $2. It's $1.99 for one that's half the size of the ones we have. So ours, you buy 2 of those right there for $2. We sell one of ours, which is 4 of those for $1. So local people don't get taxed on food like that. It helps all them out. We're not wasting food, and we're making a couple bucks. It's not much, but the best thing is the kids can go down there and sit by the stand and sell it and like interact with people, learn how to take money in and out. So there's so many good things about farming and growing your own food and just the benefits of it. And not on top of it, how much money you save from being able to, like, I cook my dog's food, all of it. So being able to go to the garden and grab a zucchini or a yellow squash and just slice it up and, start steaming it. And then all I'm paying for now is the beef, and the oatmeal, which is super cheap. So that cuts out the vegetables. And in the future, when I have goats or something, and I can get fresh goat milk or chickens to have a bunch of eggs, like you just start saving money and growing your own food. And it's one step off of the beast tip. And that's where I want to be. I want to be as least reliant as I can on the system. Facing reality in here, he's a legend. The stuff he can do with electricity, with like DIY, all yours, build your own everything. It's fascinating. So I got land now. It's just being able to get an architect to lay something out, look around, see what people have, like their homesteads, and see what will be the best. But I'm really starting to worry. This guy AJ was saying New York, the mayor, is going to start really cracking down on how much beef New Yorkers can eat because of climate change. So I don't know if being in New York State is going to be the smartest idea, but regardless, we'll see. But we're on the right step, changing the food system, taking it back. And this guy's a legend where he bought a huge building in out west. It's just a big warehouse, and they're making it into like a slaughterhouse and like a production facility so they can package and do everything USDA approved or whatever, because the bureaucracy and the politics behind it is crazy. Like they don't want us eating healthy. Like they limit the amount of cows you can have out west. It's wild, some of the stuff he was saying. But this is, if he can get funding, and we can, people with deep pockets in this community, and just people that want to eat healthy and know where their food comes from, because it is, I think, the most important thing. If you're eating food that's laced with hormones and antibiotics and all these pesticides, and these cows that are fed corn, cows evolved eating grass for millennia, and then you feed them corn, what that does to their insides, the diseases they get, and then we eat that like tainted meat almost. Like it's really bad. So shout out to AJ Richards. Definitely check him out on Twitter at AJ Richards. Listen to the spaces that Hexray did earlier, and it was really good. It was really good. So it just gets me like, it gives me faith in humanity that we're on the right path. Like we can build a better tomorrow without having to worry about all the world-ending climate change, or aliens are coming, or there's 800, whatever the nonsense is. Just goodbye all of it. We're crushing. We have our own culture, our own community, where all us Hexicans can like move to areas together. Like imagine that if we all started moving together, around the country, and then within 4-6 hours we had a homestead or a compound that was like 40 acres with multiple houses all over it, farms, animals, schools to homestead our kids. Like that's the future, guys. Like this shit's gonna get crazier and crazier and crazier. And just like, it's so funny, like just talking about this stuff, it gets me so shadow banned on YouTube. It's wild. I don't know why. Just talking about this stuff. Yeah, any GMO corn's horrible, bro. And that's why, like, I'm talking to local farmers around here who have been using the same seeds that their grandparents used 80 years ago. Like, it's really important. And I really try to get seeds that have been in our family for a while. And I had no clue about that shit 5 years ago. So I'm learning every day, and I'm still like a noob at this shit, but it is what it is. And it's only going to get better from here. So Richard kind of you say New York State is nice, New York City is crazy. Yeah, bro, it's exactly what it is. New York City is hell on earth, in my opinion. It's great for 2-3 days, but if you had to live there, raise a family there, that would be horrible. But the rest of New York is super rural. It's the same everywhere you go. Just little rural towns with farmers and just the good people. We're out in the middle of the country, and we are a couple neighbors that our kids met walking through the woods, walking the dog through the trails. They met them, and they're actual native Indians that live on the land up there, and they're his grandkids. They are his wife is 100% native, and he's a white dude, and their kids are homeschooled 100%. He's just like, I can't believe the stuff they're teaching kids these days. So just seeing that, and the kids they're the nicest, sweetest kids. So when your kids aren't exposed to the hell and the insanity of public schools, they're innocent until they're 10, 11 years old. They don't know what any of that stuff is. They don't know what racism is. They don't know what any of that nonsense is. It's all taught by these schools. And I really see it now. And homeschooling's the way to go, in my opinion. It's so hard to homeschool your own kids, but that's why, like, if we have a place where, a bunch of us are together and 3 moms teamed up and said, all right, we're going to figure this out. And they took it upon themselves and they figured out a way to where 10 different moms are teaching for a half hour a day, whatever it is. Like, there's a way, and it's better than what they have in the public school system. Set that info to Rags last week, I think it was. Ah, boy, Mobius. Do not save the dollar, people. Protect yourself. What do you mean? Don't save dollars? Or people sick is money to them? MNR. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. RH was born in 1979 in the Chinese Zodiac. You're the GOAT. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So, I mean, he's gonna these are all like, I'm curious to see if people put these through AI or like a Richard bot, because he's pretty, I don't know if these are all his responses to the SEC, but there's a whole slew of them that he just put out within the last couple hours. I mean, I'm not going to read them all on here. I mean, they're so long, but you guys should definitely check them out. Once we get off stream, I'm going to read them all. You go through them all, but it looks like they're just different cases, and him, giving some facts about them. Looks like. I don't know why I'm not giving these likes. We got to support our supreme dictator. I was thinking about growing mushrooms. They grow twice daily. Yeah. Well, there's like mushrooms. Even I don't know if you're talking even both kinds. Funky mushrooms and like healthy ones. You can make money on those. There's so many different things you can grow. You can have bees and make honey. We have a pear tree that's randomly growing out there. We picked a bunch of cherries from the cherry trees. So we made a bunch of like cherry with the sour cherries, the pie filling. So we have like 20 pounds of like liquid cherries that are fresh and like they're baked, so they're thicker and they're ready to make pies with. So all kinds of stuff that, in the middle of winter now, instead of going to the store to buy nasty shit, we have our stuff that we made in the summer and we'll use it in the winter. So it's all just like little differences. Like, you're not going to just make all these changes in your life and just become rich tomorrow. It's a slow process. Like, instead of buying this $30 a week of stuff in the grocery store, we're now growing it here. So that's $100 a month. So in a couple of years, there's a couple grand we saved. We sold a bunch of the cherries when we picked them. We sold a bunch out front, the kids, and after our expenses, they made like $36. And now we had cherries we brought to the whole family, and it's good, bro. It's just everything about it is good. That's the future, in my opinion. It's a way to get out of the system, out of having to worry about your social credit score and how much your carbon tracking and or your carbon credits are, and this stuff is all going to be an offer. People that are using that and the CBDCs, they're all going to be given a choice. Give up your bank and we'll give you this as an offer, an extra $1,000. We'll pay for this for a year if you just switch. And as soon as you do it, you're done. But people will do it voluntarily. They're not just going to force this on you. It's going to be a choice, like everything else. Public school, sending your kids to learn about sodomy, that's a choice. But unfortunately, it's just insane to think that would happen so fast. But it's a free world realm, a free choice realm. You know, no one's forcing us to do anything. You know, we can move into the woods and live off the land if we want tomorrow. It's extremely hard to do, but you know, it could be done. The dollar isn't safe. Bro, that's a myth, bro. That's a myth. The richest guys, the smartest guys I talk to tell me, they say, Adam, so look at that de-dollarization word. Have you ever heard of that before? I said, no. Tell me more. I said, why do you think people that are way less informed about the economy and just economics and crypto and money, why are all these dumbasses using that word de-dollarization? Why is it getting into their mouths? And it's done on purpose to make them think to get out of the dollar, because actually the dollar is gaining value on all the currencies around the world. You know, people need the dollar right now. This whole BRICS thing, you know, yeah, that's great. They're all getting together. But guess what happens when we sanction the shit out of every one of them? We are China's #1 buyer. You know, so they're not going to just magically overnight, just the BRICS are going to come together and the dollar's gone. Like, it's going to be a 20-year process. But in the next 2, 3, 5 years, it's going to get really bad for these countries that are applying to get on and into the BRICS. So the dollar is going to stay king for a while. And you know, it's funny that when that started really getting big a year or two ago, get out of the dollar, get out of the dollar. Well, guess what? Now the dollar is worth more than ever. So we really got to be careful about that. Yeah, in the long run, it's going to be worth less money. Your buying power is going to go down. I get it. But the dollar is worth more than it has ever been relevant to all the other currencies around the world. So be really careful about that. And right now, dollars are actually king. Cash is king, because they're going to raise rates again, maybe 2 more times. And when those rates are over 5.5%, these markets are going to get crushed, because you can risk-free get 5.5% on your dollars. So I'm praying that we don't get another hike, but I'm ready for both sides of it. If the dollar isn't the petrodollar anymore. Oh, see, like, this stuff is all psyops. We don't even need oil to run engines. You can run it off alcohol. Well, that's what prohibition was about, to get rid of. Henry Ford wanted every American to be able to produce their own gas for their cars. And our boys at Standard Oil and the Rockefellers said, no, 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 no. So that's a spell. There's enough oil in the Gulf, in North Dakota, and in Alaska for America for 1,000 years. So even if we got cut off by the world, we could and we should be drilling here. But it's just, I don't want to get into. I didn't want to go deeper down that. It's such a scam, the whole thing. We do the same things. We make lots of preserves, pears, pawpaws, cherries, raspberry. Bro, that's awesome, bro. That's so cool. Like, Lindsay is into that. She's got cucumbers out there sitting in salt that are going to be converted into pickles. We made what? No, I say we made. Yeah, we had to make shit. She made a bunch of applesauce with our tomatoes. We made like 7 or 8 jars of pasta sauce. Just like anything that is fresh and in season and growing on the trees, we'll take and make stuff with it. Like the blueberries we got from the blueberry farm down the road, and we made syrup in the mornings for pancakes. Just took the blueberries, heated them up, smashed them up. Don't even need to throw sugar in them. They were so sweet. And putting that on top of your pancakes, then you don't have to go out and buy syrup. Like, there's so many things that we can do. China is already changing laws about sanctions. If the U.S. puts sanctions on them, they could detain anyone that works over there, and they're preparing to go to war. Yeah, that definitely. Yeah. But they're not going to dare, and they're not going to, I don't know. Maybe they will make a move on Taiwan. I just I don't see it happening. They have too much to lose. They're already so fucked with their real estate market. Evergrande just defaulted. Like, China is in a massive, massive, massive economic problem right now. So I don't know, bro. I'm not into it. Like, I'm with Mobius that, or David Lee. Fossil fuels started part of the psyop. Bingo, bro. So what was it in, like, back to, I think it was back to our boy John D. Rockefeller and Standard Oil. They sent somebody over to Europe in, like, the turn of the century, and these fuckers somehow got them to say that there could potentially be, like, dinosaur fragments or pieces of matter in there, and it has carbon in it. So therefore, because there's fossils broken of animals broken down in there that have carbon, it could be considered a fossil fuel. Like, I'm butchering it, but it's something like that. It's the biggest scam ever. And you definitely look into it. And definitely look into ground up chicken bones too. I'm not saying there weren't huge creatures out there with, I mean, there's all kinds of footprints and, you know, um, megalodon teeth, and there are huge things out there. But as far as, like, Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park, I don't know about that. Pretty sure pandas are fake and gay. They can't survive in the wild. They piss themselves. Like, they would just be picked off by any natural predator. So there's no way they could live in in nature. And there's no written history of pandas in, like, Chinese history going back at all. Dragons are there, all kinds of stuff. But why wouldn't pandas be there? Yeah, they want the chips. Exactly. They want the chips in Taiwan. But I don't know if they would go. I don't know if it just doesn't. It doesn't. They have so much going for them with the AI and the leverage they have there, and the stuff they're going to be able to do to rob and steal and scam and black market stuff and pirate stuff at a whole nother level. I'm not even. I don't think there's going to ever be that kind of fight again, like with boots on the ground. Don't want a tyrannical regime pushed into a corner, leads to anything to stay in power. That is right. Just got here. What's up with all the food today? Rewinded and heard about the Power Wash Slims. It was now chicken bones. Yeah, bro. So I was on Spaces earlier with Hexray Vision and this guy AJ Richards, and he's building a decentralized food platform so we can get meat, veggies, all that's organic food, and meet the farmer and meet the people that are supplying us our food, so we can get away from, like, the meat industry that is trying to crush the little guy and get them out of here, so they can just put fluoride in our water, you know, estrogen in our meats. And yeah, bro, it's crazy. Just relocated to South Dakota. That's awesome, bro. My buddy lives out there, and it's awesome. Oh, dope. That rocks. Decentralized. Yeah, bro. It really is a cool idea. He's a great guy. And definitely check him out. Feed the people, buy the people. You know, I really want to build Hexaco. I want to have a homestead. I want to have, like, this is my dream property, 40 acres, you know, got like 5 apple trees, 5 cherry trees, 5, you know, of like 20 different trees, have like 100 trees, maybe not 100, probably like 50. That's more realistic. Have like a strawberry patch, a blueberry patch, like all the fruits I can have a sweet vegetable garden, a greenhouse, have my chickens, a goat or two for milk, and then maybe a cow, but that might be too much. But in an ideal world, yeah, I want like 4 or 5, and then like 2 or 3 guest houses, a streaming studio, like a little classroom for kids. Um, I don't even know what else. Like, I want people to be able to come there that are struggling, or like they've lost their job, they don't know what they're gonna do to feed their kids. All right, bro. Well, you can if you or we're getting evicted, all right, come move out here. You can stay for a month. You just got to work during the day, but everything else is free. All the food, everything. So you can hopefully get you back out on your feet, and just like just being able to not have to stress out about, oh God, it's $18 a pound for organic beef now. And having someone that's like near you that you can go to. I just see the benefits of it. And like for our kids, like I don't want them in public school. I don't want them exposed to that stuff. And I see kids around here because we're so rural that are homeschooled and they don't even know what trans stuff is. They don't even know what gay people are. They don't even know what white and black is. Like they're innocent. And that's how kids should be. And the fact that there's our kids out there that are 7, 8, 9, 10 that don't even know what any of that stuff is, that gives me hope that as long if you raise them in that environment and don't expose them to the nonsense and the horror and the trauma, you know, it's just so much better. And that's what I really want. I really want to build that, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Like if this bull market does what we think, or even half of what we think, hopefully I'll have enough to be able to build. You know, the land is there, but if it gets crazy in a year or two in New York here, I might have to look elsewhere, and that's where I want to be able to, like, for all of us to say, yo, all right, how many families are willing to do this? How many we got? Where can we move? Let's find a property that's already has houses and stuff together where we can all move. Like Hexray's on board, Chaos Chris is on board, Pulsergeist is on board, Facing Reality was on board. I think he still is. You know, I know Mobius would be on board to make a move over to Hexaco for sure. We need our carpenter. We need I'll move. He'd be over there and making tons of money helping out. And that's the thing. Like you get to work and help people you care about. You know, so you have a carpenter, you have a mechanic, you have a pilot. You know, we have all these guys that have their unique traits. And then Rags is the beef guy, Max is the chicken guy, I'm the goat guy, and then you know Mobius or Davis is the vegetable guy. And it's so awesome. Like that's the future. You know, and how much fun would it be to all live together? And like we didn't have to go to jobs and that we hated or stress out about all this. All of our work was with each other and building stuff for our future, for our kids. Like it's just a complete different mindset. And yeah, David says I would help I would help move people's equipment at no profit. Just pay my fuel. Dude, there you go, bro. Legend, Davis. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's the spirit right there, bro. We can do this. And like, I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of OGs in this community that I personally talked to that said, bro, I'm down. I'll do it. I'll move wherever as long as it makes sense for the fam. So I don't think this is unrealistic at all. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to be actively trying to do this in the next couple of years. Like once the channel gets a little bigger, once we're not shadow banned everywhere, you know, we're going to do this. Can't move in, but would be game to help with my trucks. Attaboy. And Davis, that's the thing too. Like, so if we moved somewhere and it was, however, if it was 8-10 hours from you, well, you know what the next move would be? All right, we're 10 hours away. The next compound is being built at least halfway in between, if not a little closer to you. So you would only have to drive 3 hours and then you got a compound there. And just like having that around the country, we could build our own infrastructure just like that. It really isn't hard. It just takes smart planning, which we have the people to do that. I know between Facing Reality and Torin, shout out Torin. I didn't even mention him too. He is super smart too. One of the smartest guys I know. And Rags, and man, there's so many of them that these guys are willing to help. So we have the talent there. We have the money there, the resources. It's just getting everybody together and getting this train moving. And I'm going to take this upon myself to do this. And yeah, bro, that's where that's bingo, Davis. Yo, you must be like tapping my phones or some shit, bro. Or like just on that same frequency, 420 hertz, like 420.1 though. And that Owen, bro, just seeing what he's done, seeing how his kids are innocent, seeing how happy his community is, like that's the future. And that's what inspires me, honestly, is seeing what Owen does and seeing how successful it's been and how happy the people are and how supportive the people are. Like I wish I could go to the bear meetup on Labor Day or Bear Fest. It's gonna definitely be epic, but next year for sure we'll definitely be there. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for tonight. Didn't really have time to put together like a stream with any information. Been so busy today with kids and stuff. But tomorrow at 5:30, I'll be on with Chaos Chris from the Verts. So that's going to be the P-Die Atropa TSFI Alpha stream for sure. Definitely read Richard's responses here. And I'm sure guys are going to be talking about it. Sure, Sami will make a video about it if you want to do the TLDR version of that. But yeah, let's just check the prices real quick. Texan, all right, holding strong. Die, all right, it's moving back up, guys. We could be looking at 1/10 of a penny again soon. Axis was looking at this chart and saying, you know, this is definitely one of the bullish looking charts I've seen. And he was like, I heard that excitement when he said that. So I'm glad that these guys, you know, the community has something to watch and check the price of, see if it's pumping. Could we go to $1? This speculation, this is what crypto is about. Speculation is crypto. You know, that when these projects launch their main nets or their whatever versions, that's when shit dies because there's nothing else to look forward to. But we have so many things that could potentially happen. Circle behind the scenes, Beetroot, Blockbend, Li-Fi. Is it Richard? Is it one of his old developers? Is it someone from the XRP community that knows David Schwartz and Siri stole his AMM bot that he's working on and he's going to launch, and now they're testing it on Pulsechain? I mean, shit, I made a tinfoil hat. I just got to go grab it and put it on. I was wearing it earlier when I was talking to Facing Reality. And yeah, I mean, the speculation is wild. So tomorrow, 5:30, definitely check out the stream with Chaos Chris. It's going to be amazing. Lindsay and you shooting the breeze on Texan Tailgate this week too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. David Lee, can't wait for that. And yo, Camo Joe, fuck that group, bro. They banned me. I got banned from that shit. 3 days ago where was it? Let me pull up the chart. It was like right here on the 19th. I said, I don't know, guys. It was right, yeah, right around here, 19th in the afternoon. I said, it looks like we can't make higher. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm not even pulling up the chart. Hold on 1 second. So these assholes banned me for saying right here on the chart, saying, guys, I don't know. We can't make a higher high here. This definitely might be a local top signal. And they were like, you fudder, you steal research and you don't know what you're talking about. Fudder. Hi, we banned him. He's gone. Da, da, da. I'm like, oh my God. Like, you gotta be kidding me. So yeah, I got booted out of that P-Die group, but the guys all in there, Nine Eye or Zach and P-Die to $1 and them, they all follow me on Twitter anyways, but they banned me from their group. So I don't think they knew it was me, but it's all good regardless. Either way, I'm not going to be in there anyway. It's like, I want that alpha, and that alpha is in the Twitter spaces, I feel like, and with my personal sources that I can't name names or I'd have to kill. So we don't want to do that. But that's all I got for tonight, guys. We will see you tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. on the Versus channel. I'm going to try to restream it on ours because we need to get this shit out and viral, because Chris and Axis, that stream they did the other night or the other day when Rags and Chris were on this channel the other day, like the conversations that those two had, three of them had on those two streams was like some of the best like alpha you can get. So I feel like it's like my job to just get them on stream together so we can all just hear like the random thoughts that come through their mind when they're just talking, because that's when the real alpha comes out. So what's up, Jonathan Campala? Appreciate you stopping in, my man. You are. You're one of the good ones out there. All you guys are awesome in the chat here. It's great, bro. We don't ever have a troll coming in here. No negative comments. You know, the energy is always positive. It's awesome. So appreciate all you guys that stop in. You know, it means a lot trying to grow this small little channel here with the shadow bans, all the nonsense we deal with. So like, share, subscribe. 5:30 tomorrow with the verse, with that fresh, hot, piping hot alpha. All right. Peace, guys.